Hi all, welcome to StarAgile's YouTube channel. I am Vishak, and today we'll be diving into the chapter 4 of the comprehensive PMP course, wherein we'll be exploring a tool called as the Power Interest Grid, which is playing a pivotal role when it comes to stakeholder engagement. Before we jump in, I just want you to ensure that you guys are in the right hands. About my background, I breathe project management throughout my career. My experience spans across companies like Ingersoll Rand, Ola Caps, Ernst & Young, which spans across different domains like manufacturing, e-commerce and consulting. About my training background, more than 10,000 people have passed PMP exam through me. And the founder of PMP, Lee Lambert, lovingly calls me PMP production machine. So, whether you are stepping into the field of project management or you are already having a feeling that you are managing project, not leading it, I want to lead project with confidence. Like that, if you are stuck in your mind, I'm here to take you to the destination. If you are aiming to get PMP certified by PMI, check out this StarAgile course link in the description. I will personally take you throughout this journey. Let's get this started. In this episode, let us dive into the core of project management. I would say stakeholder engagement. Many people say PMP is project management professional, but I would say PMP is people management professional. I know project management means managing the triple constraints, scope, cost, schedule, quality, etc., etc. But honestly, if you ask seasoned project professionals, they will tell you cost, schedule, scope, all those are 20%, 30% only. But you know what? The major headache is to manage the 70% stakeholders. Or if I put it in a different way, majority of the time and efforts of a project manager go in managing the stakeholders. I would say I don't want to use the word stakeholder, because when I say the word stakeholder, many people in corporate, they will get confused. Because in corporate, it's very common to say a client as a stakeholder. But for the PMP course, or from today onwards, let's talk in a different way. I want you guys to define the term stakeholder in a different way. Stakeholder is not just a client. Come on, please understand that. A stakeholder in a project is anyone who has got a stake in it. I would say a person who can affect my project or who can get affected by the project outcome. That is what I would say is the definition of a stakeholder. And you know what, surprisingly, that affect can be good or bad. So now, let us consider the definition of stakeholder again. What do you mean by stakeholder? Any human being who can get affected by the project or can affect my project in a good way or in a bad way. Now, some of you guys will be surprised. Why bad way we should be worried about? Yes, we should be worried about the bad way as well. Because we don't know from where negative news comes, from where resistance comes. So, as a project manager, we should be prepared about people who may affect my project in a negative way as well. So let's revisit the definition of stakeholders. When we start this episode of stakeholder engagement, first thing let's do is let's revisit the definition of stakeholder. It is not the one who you address as a client in your company. It is anyone who gets affected by the project or can affect our project in a good way or in a bad way. Now, another thing is most people say that stakeholder management. I would say it's not stakeholder management. It is stakeholder engagement. They are not like something to be managed. They are to be engaged. There is different levels of engagement. How I interact with my team member, that is one way of engagement. How I interact with my sponsor, that is a different level of engagement. How I interact with my peer functional managers, they are also my stakeholders. Please keep that in mind. That is a different level of engagement. How I interact with some people who are getting affected by the project. Imagine a department is going to get laid off. So they are also my stakeholders. I have to take care of them. If I don't take care of their emotions, they can play really bad in this entire project. So I have to engage them as well, some way or other. But everyone we cannot make happy. Please keep that in mind. Stakeholder engagement doesn't mean keeping everyone happy and satisfied. Some people claim like that. But I would say making everyone happy is impossible. In that case, better we should sell ice cream. It's about meeting the expectations. Let's keep it to that. Everyone have some expectations once they are into the stage. A project is like a stage. They come and go. Once they come into the stage, they have got some expectations. They have got some power. They will try their level best to meet their expectation by themselves. What we can do as project manager is meet their expectation. Engage with them and meet their expectations. So hope you understood how much powerful is this tool called as stakeholder engagement for the success of a project. Whatever you guys are skilled at, let's say, oh, I'm good in analyzing data, I'm good in Excel, I'm good in Power BI, whatever you guys proudly tell, I am AI certified, I know AI tools which can expedite the speed of a project manager, whatever you people tell, at the end of the day, stakeholder engagement, if you are not good at, the projects will fail. Another positive thing, before we dive into the stakeholder engagement topic, I want to tell is, our jobs, when I say our jobs, PM jobs are going to be evergreen, at least for the next 20 years. That should be enough, right? At least for the next 20 years, our jobs are going to be evergreen when compared to job titles like operations, business analytics, etc. Why I say like that is because it is based on solid research. Because we are playing with stakeholders who are human beings, who are having emotions. One man's fish is another man's poison. So, when we are playing around with stakeholders, we need to understand the emotional needs. Am I able to fulfill the emotional needs of the stakeholders? Like that we have to keep in mind, which a bot cannot do. We can automate the operations of an entire factory without a single manpower. It's not that we can. There are already factories existing in the world where not even a single manpower is there. That is the way in which AI is taking away jobs from operations. We can automate report generation. That is a way in which AI is taking away business analytics kind of job, but not project management. Because every day we have to engage with a variety of human beings who are having emotions and intelligence. So, to demonstrate the power of stakeholder engagement, let's dive into a simple case study. A very simple case study. I would say this is something which I encountered in my career, which I want to share with all of you guys. So as you can see on the screen, this is a project. The project is to come up with a CRM. CRM means customer relationship management software. So we are a company and we are having customer base. In our company, there is a sales team. So what does a CRM do? How to act as a system, how to act as a tool so that the sales people, the customer experience people, they can engage with the customers. So this project is all about rolling out a new CRM system across all departments. And assume it's a medium-sized organization, mid-sized organization. So on first day when this project was kickstarted, everyone told, great idea. But once people started making their hands dirty, you know what happened? Smoke started coming up. Quite obvious, because human mind is emotional. Every man have got different needs. So problems started creeping in. This is what is the intro for this case study. So please assume, now I have one request. Don't tell me, oh, in my company there is no customer, I am doing internal projects. Oh, I am from pharmaceutical background. We don't directly deal with customers. We deal with big enterprises. Like that and all, don't step out. What I want to tell is, use this case study to understand how is stakeholder engagement happening. You can interpret it in your own way, in your own organization, once you digest and ruminate this case study properly. So let us start. So I'm again repeating the story. You are in a company working as a project manager for a CRM implementation, CRM rollout. And first day everyone is happy, and slowly we have started seeing the true face of the people. This is where we are right now. So just along with me, I want each one of you guys who is watching this video, along with me, can you all identify who all will be the stakeholders in this project. Again, don't forget the definition of stakeholders. What do you mean by stakeholder? Anyone who is getting affected by the project or can affect our project in a good way or in a bad way. That is the way we have to look at the term stakeholder. So first one which is coming to my mind, as you can see here, it is a sales team. Obviously, because customer relationship management, that is a software. So obviously sales team is the people which is coming to my mind first. Oh wow, the sales team. They'll be very glad with this project. This is what my mind tells. Then the IT department. Do you know why does the IT department come into picture as a stakeholder? Because it is a customer relationship management system. It's a software. It's a rollout. So they are the watchguards. Are you getting that point? In an organization, they are the watchguards. What sort of software should come? What sort of infrastructure from the digital point of view should be there? And what sort of security we have to maintain in the organization? Are we keeping the database private? Are we ensuring that there is no leakages, no compromise in security? Not the traditional physical security I'm talking about. I'm talking about IT security. These all things are going through the mind of the IT department. Third stakeholder is the finance. Obviously, without money, how will things work? How will we do the project? And for projects, you have to get the concurrence of the finance department. Without you convincing them, okay, that all fine. What is the ROI? What is the payback period? Until and unless you don't have solid, happy, smiling answers to the finance people, they are not going to approve us to the next stage. Then, the end users. The end users, what I mentioned here is the internal staff who are going to use this CRM rolled out software. I need them also to support me in my project, because ultimately at the end of the day, they are the people who are going to use this customer relationship management software. And external customers. Once this CRM is live, another set of people who are outside my company boundary wall who are going to get affected. Good way or bad way, God knows. But anyway, customers also will understand the impact of this new rollout. Hopefully, let's assume that it will be for a good cause. Then, project sponsor. This is a standalone title, I should say. I told the finance department, but for every project, there is a representative. We call him as the sponsor. You will not officially find out a designation in the corporate world called as sponsor. It is something which you imagine. My sponsor is this guy. It can be a product owner. It can be a portfolio manager. It can be the head of sales because he wants to improve the sales behavior. It can be the head of customer experience because he wants to improve the customer satisfaction of his company, like that. So sponsor is someone who is heavily advocating for the project success, and he is the one who is showering money, keeping in mind that there is an ROI he is expecting. It can be monetary or efficiency improvement, something like that. It can be productivity improvement or reduction in downtime, something like that. But definitely he is pumping in money for some good cause. That is what I would say about the sponsor. And then operations. Why? Because once the CRM software is rolled out, who is going to use it on a day-to-day basis? It is the operations team. Business as usual team. That is what I would say about the operations. Now, one more stakeholder is the customer support. The customer support people are the people who are actually using this CRM software predominantly. Because any sort of complaint which comes, any sort of feedback which comes, what do you mean by customer relationship management? It is something which we use to interact with the customers. Then, compliance and legal. The compliance and legal, any project which we do, are we following the necessary regulations? Are we making any violations of the rule of the land? See, something which is legal in India may be illegal in Middle East. Something which is an accepted norm, which is part of a standard in Australia, may be considered as a breach of standard in Malaysia. So, compliance and legal team know how our project is governed by outside agencies. Are you getting that feeling? That outside agencies can be law, regulations, any government standards, whatever it is. So they guide us. Hey, whatever you are doing is good job, fantastic job, but please make sure you are getting this certificate by this agency. Otherwise, you will not be able to pitch this software in the market. Or otherwise, you will not be able to store the data because it is against violation. Like that and all, they guide us properly. And then it's a customer relationship management software. So there is a great role by training department, L&D, learning and development department, or HR. Because I can roll out, but I need the support of the learning and development department to multiply it, to duplicate it to a wider audience. So this is my viewpoint. See, the stakeholder engagement, let me be very honest with you guys, this varies from person to person. It is subjective. That is why I am again confidently telling our jobs are going to be evergreen. PM jobs are going to be evergreen because we are playing with different stakeholders by different project managers. So one man's perspective will be different from another man's perspective. This is my perspective. In my project which I did, this is the stakeholders which I have identified. Now, how they are going to play or harm us, that's what we will see in the next slide. But before moving to the next slide, I just want to cover to you people, I just want to discuss with you people a famous grid. What you see on the screen is called as the power interest grid. Predominantly all best project managers, they start with this grid only when they start a project. Because scope, cost, all secondary. But who all I am associated with in this project? What is their power? What is their influence? I need to know. With whom I am messing up with? Please let yourself be aware. Don't mess up with the wrong guy. That is what is a lesson which this power interest grid mainly teaches us. So let us have a look at this grid. I think without any discussion from my side, look at the axis. We have got a y-axis, which is the power, and along the x-axis, which is the interest. So just see, from your perspective, you can type in the chat, what is that stakeholder who is most difficult to handle? Hope you can see 4 categories of people. 4 quadrants are there on the screen. 1, 2, 3, 4. Without any explanation from my side, by your own intuition, can you just guess who is the most difficult stakeholder out of the 4 quadrants? Just type your opinion in the chat. Let's see what majority is thinking. Are you guys right or are you guys wrong? We will see. But anyway, when you look at these 4 quadrants, one thing I can tell you, having a high interest is always good. What do you mean by having a high interest? Oh wow, he is very interested. Interested means enthusiastic in my project. So having a high interest is always good. Now, what about power? Having a high power, it can be good or bad. If he is a bad guy means a resistive stakeholder in my project, then he will use his power to damage my project reputation. But if he is a good guy, I would say he is going to support me heavily in my project. So if you ask me with that perspective, the most difficult kind of stakeholder in this 4 quadrants, as you can see, the most difficult kind of stakeholder to deal with is this grid. Because have a look at this, what is this grid telling? They are having high power, but at the same time, their interest is low. Can you see? It's in the left side. Their interest is low. So if you look at them, what is that I've told is you have to keep them satisfied. You cannot escape from them. Can you escape from those stakeholders? No, never. Only thing is you have to keep them satisfied. Make sure that whatever they have as their desire, you have to fulfill it. Not that I'm telling any, unwanted desires, but anything which is respected from a project standpoint of view, which makes sense from a project standpoint of view, you should fulfill, so that you are keeping them satisfied. Now, slightly move towards the right. If you look at this quadrant, what you can notice is it's a high power stakeholder. At the same time, the interest is also high. So you just have to manage them closely with regular updates. Boss, this is a status, I'm just keeping you posted. Because you know what, they are interested. They are always curious to know what is happening with our project. So you just have to manage them closely. Provide the right update with the right frequency in the right format. They should be loyal to you. But keep in mind, they are high power. I say this quadrant, they are like small babies. Because at this moment, you will be able to make them happy, cheerful. But any point of time, they can start crying. And they can move to this left side quadrant. So please be careful. So the manage closely, you have to manage closely. What else I can tell? That's a beautiful English word it says. You have to keep a track on them very carefully. Now, if I come down below, it is keep informed. Whom should we keep informed? It is high interest, low power. High interest, low power means what? Those kind of stakeholders, they have got a very great enthusiasm in their eyes. I could literally see, hey Vishak, what's happening with our project? Where are we? Are we done with the launch? Are we done with the prototype? What is the test result telling? Is it in our favor? Is the temperature criteria met? Have we got the license from the ISO? Like that and all. They are very keen in knowing the progress of the project. So we have to keep them informed. If you don't keep them informed, they will feel bad, left out. After all, you could have told me, you didn't invite me, you didn't inform this, I got this mail re-forwarded from another colleague. Like that and all is their concern. But trust me guys, if you keep them informed, they will be loyal. Because they have a high interest. Only thing is their power is low. Can you see here? They cannot do a massive movement. Okay, what I'm telling is they cannot take the project to a next level and all, but if you are loyal to them, they will be loyal. They are like supportive. They are like pillars of our project. So keep them informed. They don't want to be felt as left out. And then coming back to here, what is this quadrant? It is low power at the same time low interest. So when you look at it, you will feel, oh, low power, low interest, right? So it should be fine. That is what the text also says, minimum effort. Because are they going to play a key role in your project? Not really, because their power is low. Power related to your project. Maybe they are VP, maybe they are directors, but with respect to your project, their power is low. But at the same time, their interest is also low. Vishak is doing a project, something, I don't care. As long as it don't affect me, I'm fine with it. Like that, they don't trouble us much. So that is a nutshell about this power interest grid. Now, how you want to position different stakeholders in these grid, that is up to you. I told you, right? Project management is subjective. Particularly stakeholder engagement is subjective. I have told my opinion. For example, if you ask me to bring from air some designations of the people, you know what I would put? In the first quadrant, I would be putting auditors. Again, not to offend anyone here who are listening to this video, if you are from an audit background, not to sound offensive, but you know what? Audit people are highly powerful. At the same time, they don't care Vishak's project, whether it is going ahead or not, whether it is successful or not, they don't care. They just tell the truth upfront in the paper as well as in a meeting. So, are you getting the underlying message what I'm telling? You have to be very careful. You have to satisfy auditing requirements under any circumstance. Don't give them unpleasant surprises. They will just tell, this is what I observed. This is the deviation I have observed. Full stop. That is their job. Come on, let them do their job. Don't feel bad. Don't think that they are cruel. They are doing their job. So what you can do as a project manager, keep them satisfied. Whatever they are expecting, whatever documents they are expecting, whatever updates they want, you give them upfront. In that case, there is no issue, right? So that is what I would say here about auditors. Now, In this quadrant, the second quadrant, the manage closely quadrant, this is my personal opinion. Okay, I would prefer to put senior leadership team, SLT. Senior leadership team in the sense, every company, every project when you do, there is a governance committee, there is a steering committee. They are the people who will be looking upon our project progress. But one thing, they are at 10,000 feet above us. So as the project progresses, once in a while you have to give updates to them. So make sure that you are giving the right update, crisp updates to them. Senior leadership team. Now, when you give the updates to them, it is an art, I should tell you. And it involves a little bit of politics also. These are some things which are not there in any certification. But these are project managers know as a secret. Because let me tell you, stakeholder engagement is something which is not there in any certification or which is there in any books. It is something which comes, we say, dirty politics. I don't want to go to that extreme, but a project manager should know how to play that game very well. So what we typically do, I hope many project managers here who are listening, they will resonate to this. Imagine I have to get an approval from 5 different senior leaders on a particular date. Let's call it as a gate review. I want to get the approval from 5 different leaders on a particular gate review date. So if you are innocently going on that date and making a presentation, this is the status of the gate review, I seek approval from so and so people, like that, if you tell in a very robotic voice, what will happen, one of the senior stakeholder will tell, hey, I have a concern. Can you go back to slide number 5? I need to check some points there. Like that, I have experienced, my dear friends. My gate reviews have gone really bad. If you guys have not heard about the process called as gate review, this is a separate project management practice, project governance. We'll talk it in a different episode. But I just want to tell you, this gate review is one of the key milestones for a project manager. So you have to perform with 100% confidence and make sure that the gate review is happening smoothly. So what I used to do, some of you guys may not agree with this, but I'm telling you some secret. If I know that I need to get an approval from 5 different stakeholders who are big shots, highly powerful guys, I will nicely catch hold of one of them. Not on the day of gate review. Let's say a week before. This is a secret, okay? A week before, you try to catch hold of that particular leader. And you nicely send a short email to him. Hello, sir. I'm reaching out to you. As you understand that next week, I'm having a gate review with you. But before that, I would love to walk you through the complete gate review presentation. Request 10 minutes of your time. Make sense? Now, you guys will be wondering, to who should I send this email? 5 stakeholders I told you. That is what I told, it's an art or a talent. From this 5, who is that most vulnerable leader who will be accepting my email invite? That only you will know. What I used to do, I will look at my project work breakdown structure. This is another project management jargon which we use. We look at the project work breakdown structure and we look at that stakeholder, senior stakeholder, whose team have got maximum deliverables in the previous week or previous month. Are you getting that logic? So they are also keen in understanding what is happening in the gate review. Are you getting that psychology? 5 people, randomly don't pick up one. You have to pick up that person who is also very keen in knowing the progress. This is what I would say, it's an art or a talent. How to do it? It comes over experience. It comes over failures only. 2-3 times you fail in the gate reviews. 3rd time you will realize this art helplessly. There is no other way out. Okay, coming back to a point, let's assume that I picked up this stakeholder, senior stakeholder, and I set up a one-to-one with him 1 week before the gate review. Now, on the actual day of gate review, you know what will happen? Once I finish my presentation, I will seek approval from the management. Come on, senior management folks, may I have your approval, please? Like that I will tell at the end of the presentation. At that time, this stakeholder, don't forget, this stakeholder with whom I had the one-to-one connect, he will be the one who is telling, yes, approved from my side. So half my work is done. Do you know why? Because I have one from the 5 senior leaders who have already told yes. So my job is relatively easy. So the other leaders, they will naturally tell yes. You know what, again, not to make fun of any senior management people, but one thing I can tell you, they are also a victim of something called as bandwagon effect. Bandwagon effect means what, you know? When one thing becomes very strong at a place, a lot of other similar industries will also occupy at that place. That is, it's actually a marketing philosophy. But what I'm trying to tell in project management is, once one senior stakeholder tells yes, the chances that other stakeholders also will tell yes is significantly higher. So my job is half done. Hope you got the idea. What I was referring to is how to manage closely these senior leadership team people. This is one technique. This is my personal experience. Okay. Now this keep informed guys, have a look here. The keep informed guys, I would say, have a habit of once in a month newsletter. Why? Because if you have a habit of newsletter, you can add all those people to that newsletter. What do they want? Look at this quadrant. They want to be informed. They are high interest. They want to be informed. So you just keep them posted. Add their email address to a database and a monthly snapshot or a weekly snapshot, something like that you circulate. Make sure that they are also receiving that email. Half of their unhappiness will go. Make sense? See, I want you guys to connect this keep informed stakeholders, no, to some of our college friends. You know how you have to connect them? Some people who tell that, hey, I came to know that you are getting married through Facebook. You could have informed me. I got to know about your marriage through Facebook. Are you getting? The point is that they are not going to come for the wedding. But the point is that I came to know through Facebook. You could have informed me. Are you getting that feeling? So those kind of stakeholders, they just want to get updated. They just want to be kept informed. That's it. Do that. See, every stakeholder you have to deal differently. That is what is the stakeholder engagement all about. Okay. Now coming back to this quadrant, monitor, which is minimum effort. This is what the theory says. But I totally don't agree with it. Why? It is because the minimum effort means low power, low interest. It looks like, okay, harmless guys. But let me tell you, based on my experience, and I always want to thank my first company management, my managers. One of them have told me, Vishak, this monitor quadrant, they are as dangerous or even more dangerous than the keep satisfied. Why? Because they can behave very immaturely. Are you getting this? See, what is this monitor written? Low power, low interest. Low power in the sense, you know, hierarchy wise, they are low in the rank of a organization. See, we are program managers or project managers. So those people are having a low power. So sometimes they will feel, harmless guy, how can he affect my project? Like that we will ignore. But we'll be surprised to see them that they are in some gossip with the chief financial officer, with the finance people, or with the legal team. Hey, there is a violation there. I told the project manager earlier itself. He didn't listen to me. Like that and all, you can see them gossiping. Are you getting the message what I'm telling? They may not directly impact our project, but the way they interact with other powerful stakeholders, it can be very dangerous to our project. So what we need to do, keep them monitored. I don't want to say that you have to keep them pushing updates and all, but just check how they are behaving in different meetings, with whom they are interacting. Because they can spread the news in a different direction. They are low power, keep in mind, but they have low interest. They don't care about Vishak's project. Is it becoming successful or not? Sometimes they may wish that my project doesn't become successful. So they just want to spread some rumor. So keep monitoring them. I would say any stakeholder who is low in the grade, but little bit part of my project, keep an eye on that person. Monitor them very closely. Okay, so that is about this power interest grid. Now, whenever next time you do a project, try to map all the different people with whom you interact in this power interest grid. Now, don't forget our case study. We were talking about a case study where we were supposed to drive a CRM, customer relationship management software, a rollout. That was the project we were supposed to do. And these were the stakeholders we identified in this project. But let's try to apply the power interest grid in this stakeholders. What you should do, along with me, just imagine each of these stakeholders where you will place in this power interest grid. Keep in mind one thing, there is no perfect right or wrong. Whatever I'm telling is my opinion, subjective opinion as a project manager. It can vary. With my explanation, hopefully it will sound genuine. Whatever I'm telling, the right way I'm mapping makes sense. Like that you will have a feeling. Agree? So let's look at this, guys, okay? So first, when we had an intro about the different stakeholders, I told about the sales team. See, the sales team I would position in this quadrant. Can you see here? Manage closely. Because they are the sales team. They have high power. They are bringing revenue. Who is sales? Sales is the people who are bringing revenue. So they have got an upper voice, very strong voice in the organization. So they are powerful. At the same time, what project I am doing? Is that a supply chain optimization? No, it's a customer relationship management. So the interest for the sales team in this project will be quite high. Hope you agree. So if you ask me, I would put the sales team in the manage closely quadrant. Now, the next is the IT department. The IT department, are they so curious about my project? I don't think so. Are they so interested in my project? IT, information technology. You are doing some CRM, customer relationship management software. That's all our role. Are you getting that? So their interest is low. But can we ignore them? No. They are powerful stakeholders. We cannot ignore them. Because without their proper approvals, making sure that the right security updates are going to the software, make sure that we are maintaining the proper firewall. I'm not a technological expert. I'm telling some jargons. Hope you understand. So until and unless you get the concurrence from the IT on these aspects, you cannot let the project go to further stages. So if you ask me personally, they are high power. The IT department is high power, but interest is low. This is my opinion. Now the finance people. The moment I tell about the project itself, I don't have to finish. They will cut me and tell me how much does it cost. They will not allow me to complete because that is what concerns them most. Nothing else. You do CRM or whatever, we don't care. What is the cost? Why should we do the project? How much is the cash flow? How much is the leakage? How much is the payback? What is the benefit to cost ratio? They will bombard us with questions. So are you getting the feel? They don't really care about the project, but they care about the ROI. Every single penny going into this project, what is in it for me? This is what is a finance mindset. So I would put them also in the high power, low interest. They don't really care about CRM. They just want to understand their money is diversified in the right direction. Now, the end users who are the staff. So why are we doing this project? It's a customer relationship management. Don't forget our intro. The purpose of this case study was we are rolling out a customer relationship management software. So ultimately it is going to target a few employees in my organization who are going to use this software. Okay. So they are like high interest because they feel that, oh, Vishak and team is launching some magic. Probably our work will become more stabilized. Let's see. Let's hear from them. What is the outcome of the project? Hopefully things will be more efficient once the CRM something comes up. They don't know much about it. Are you getting that feeling? So they are the end users. You have to keep them informed. Guys, this is why we are doing this project. Today you are taking this much time for closing a ticket. Once the CRM software is up, you'll be able to close the ticket in 1/5 of the time. Like that, and all, you have to inform them what are the benefits, what stage the progress is happening, because they are very, very curious, because they feel that you are doing something for them to improve their efficiency. Hope you are getting end users, the staff. Then the external customers. See, the purpose of this project is a customer relationship management software rollout. So my company is this, it's a boundary. Outside that, I have hundreds of customers. Okay? Do they really care about what CRM software rollout happen and all? They only care about that experience as a customer. Do you really care when you purchase a product from a company, what CRM software are they using? Do you really care? No. You only care about the experience. Am I being heard? Am I getting proper response? Is the product being delivered at the right time? Like that only your mind is thinking. So I would put the customer, are you getting that? The external customers, I will put it here as low power, low interest. Because they don't really care about the project. Interest, they don't even know. And power is also low. What they can do, they can only escalate, raise ticket. So their power of influencing my project is relatively low. My project, talk from my project. Don't tell me, oh Vishak, customer is the king, what are you telling? For my project, they are not going to be the pioneers. Are you getting that point? They are not going to come in the front and tell, Vishak, you do like this, you do like that, like that. Okay? And then the sponsor. The project sponsor, I would put here in the manage closely. Because I told you, he is the face for me in terms of getting money. Boss, I'm running short of funds. When can I get the next payment? Like that, to only one human being, I will go and ask. It is the sponsor. So he is a high power, high interest. If you don't keep that stakeholder engaged, the sponsor engaged with regular updates, he will become frustrated. His interest will come down. So we need to ensure that the sponsor is regularly engaged. Proper updates go to him. Make sense? Now the operations. See here, the operations people I put in high power, low interest. Why? Because some project, CRM project rollout happening. We are busy with our day-to-day life. That is the nature of operations people. We are busy with our regular activities. Something they are doing. Let's see. Like that. But one thing is sure, this is going to affect our work. This is a mentality of operations people. Sorry to hurt anyone from the operations background. Always operations people think that when projects are rolled out, it is going to affect their day-to-day work. Obviously, because whenever, just imagine, see, I don't want to go to corporate. Just imagine you are traveling in a road. If some construction is happening, construction is a project, a bridge construction is happening. Will your day-to-day commuting not get affected? Maybe you will thank the project after 2 years. Oh wow, now I could cut down 20 minutes of time. But while the construction is happening, obviously your journey, your travel, your commuting will get affected. Correct? Day-to-day commuting. Just like that, operations people, always their work will be interrupted once a project is rolled out. So what happens now? They have got low interest. And any time they will tell, stop this project. We don't want this. This is affecting our revenue. Why this project? Why this extravagancy? They consider project as a luxury. So I would put the operations people in high power, low interest. And then the customer support. Customer support and the end users staff, I would put the same rating. Because ultimately at the end of the day, the CRM, customer relationship management software, is mainly used by the customer support people. So they are highly interested. Oh my God, Vishak and team is coming up with something new for our work life. It is going to improve. I can leave home half an hour early, like that and all. They are very, very interested in the project outcome. Okay. Now let us talk about this compliance and legal. In a project, the requirements usually comes from the initiator, product owner, product manager. So in my case, the requirement mostly comes from the sales people in this project, CRM project. The role of compliance or legal is very minimum, but still they have to be updated. Why? Because once the project is over, let's say 1.5 years down the line, once the project is over, these guys will come and tell, hey, there is a violation, there is a breach in the law. What is this? You could have checked this, right? You guys are project managers. How can you launch this project without checking this? This is going to be a violation. We are going to be imposed a fine by the government. Like that and all, they will react. Compliance or legal team. So I would say in my project, their power is less, interest is also less. But does that mean that I can ignore them? That is what I told you. Monitor them. Once in a while, check with them. Are they engaged? Are they aware of what the hell I am doing? Tomorrow they should not tell what compliance, what CRM, we were not even involved. I was not aware, not even a single invite I received regarding this project. Now I am helpless. Let us pay the fine. Like that they will tell like this. So make sure that you are monitoring them. It's a minimum effort, but don't ignore them. Like I told you, if the monitor people are ignored, you can see them gossiping with the high power guys in a lunchtime or in a tea break. So you keep them updated. Boss, this is what it is. Hope I need your contribution also in the project. Without you, like that you simply put a buttering for them. Okay. Without you, our project will never be successful. Like that, if you tell them, they will feel that, oh yeah, we are being considered. Our inputs are being taken care. Like that until they will have a feeling. Hope you understand. This is what is this beautiful power interest grid. This is something which I have told in a real project which I have worked. Once you do a project, you have to try something like your own. How does it work in your project? Hope you enjoyed this topic called as power interest grid. It comes under the vertical called as stakeholder engagement. As I told you, stakeholders are the most powerful people. Most powerful part of a project is the stakeholder. I would rephrase it. 80% of efforts a project manager spends in stakeholder engagement. If projects fail, they fail because of stakeholder engagement. If projects are successful, credit goes to stakeholder engagement. That's why I told you it is not project management professional. It is people management professional. That's a way of looking at it. So we have come to the end of the episode, stakeholder engagement. Under that, the power interest grid. Like I told you, PMP is project management professional, but I would say it is people management professional because 80% of efforts of a project manager goes in engaging the stakeholders. In that, the power interest grid, what we saw just now, plays a very crucial role. So it's whenever you do a new project, it's very important that you identify the stakeholders first and you try to position each of the stakeholders in each of these grid. Once you do the PMP, you don't just manage the stakeholders, you engage the stakeholders. And another thing is, earlier, before PMP, you will be getting surprises from different people. Because you think that everyone look at the project from the same viewpoint. But now you realize it is not like that. People have got different influence, different power. What they think about our project is not uniform across all stakeholders. So let's make use of this power interest grid to make our stakeholder engagement better. Hope you enjoyed this episode. Thank you so much. Okay, that puts an end to this session. Are you serious about PMP? In that case, please click on the StarAgile course link in the description and I will personally guide you through the entire PMP journey. By the way, did you like this video? Then don't forget to like and subscribe our channel. More videos are on the way. Thank you so much for watching and see you in the next video.